What's up guys, it's Charles here with Rocket Punch Armor to do a review of the Macross Frontier VF-25F Messiah Alto Custom. It's a Bandai figure. It's a 1/100 scale version of this figure. Here in the back we see the photography of all three modes. And it's just a simple red box. It is a window type. You can also see it from the front like that, but you can also open it just to see all the extra little details and some photography right here up top. And the tray itself has the figure, some alternate hands, a couple of guns, and some extra pieces back here. And you're probably wondering why it has so many damn pieces. Well, you're about to find out. Now, if you're a fan of my channel, you're probably familiar with CollectionDX.com, where Josh B did a review of this figure, and he quite literally beat the crap out of it because of the frustration that it caused him during the review. Hopefully, I won't have to smash mine. Now, this guy right here is just a little version of this right here, the Bandai Chogokin VF-25F. You can see the size difference there. The most glaring difference between those two is obviously the size. Another thing is the method of transformation that Bandai has chosen for this figure. Now, we all know there's a lot of figures out there that are excellent figures made by Bandai, completely awesome. And then there's some that are just really meant for collectors to display. This is one of them. So I'm mostly just making this review for those of you guys that might not like this to steer clear, or for those of you that just want a nice looking 1/100 scale VF-25F, you can go ahead and get one of these. But first we're going to check out the figure. Alright, so articulation wise we got the head here. It's got a nice little ball joint on the head. We got the shoulders, do little running motions, go out this way. We have a waist sort of here. It does move. A little back and forth motion. We also have hips. They don't go out too far. We do have the legs that go this way. Right, we also have a thigh swivel. We have a knee joint. We got these little pieces here on the knee that move. We also have a ankle joint down here which moves back and forth, and we also have the feet. And also on the feet are these little panels here that move back and forth. Moving back to the hands here, we have the bicep swivel. We also have the little hands here which are sort of articulated here on the wrist, not much. Sadly, however, even though the elbow looks double jointed, it is not. It's only just jointed right here on the bottom. So overall, not too bad as far as articulation. Now we're going to check out the accessories. He does have these two blasters, one in the closed version here with the mouthpiece closed, and one with the mouthpiece open here. We also have a gun holding hand with the little trigger finger. We also have this weapon holding hand, which is for this little knife right here. And then we have a hand that's straight out with the fingers. Alright, I guess I'll just show you how to replace the hands. Just pop them off. Very simple ball joint. Pop it right back in. Got that little karate chop thing going. But what we'll do for the rest of this segment here is pose him with the knife hand and also with the gun hand. So we'll get the knife right in here. Right, and it is rather difficult getting this knife in there. But once we got it in, it looks pretty cool. And we're just going to use this open version of the gun. Let's pop off this hand here and then pop the gun right in the hand. That went in easy enough. Pop that back in. Alright, so we got him with the knife here and also with the blaster here on the other hand. So now that we've checked that out, I think the next thing to show you guys would be the transformation with quotes. You'll see what I mean in just a moment. Alright guys, so prepare to be amazed. First thing I did was take off the hands. Next you want to pop off the arms. Yes, you do have to pop off the arms. You're also going to want to pop off the whole lower section right here. Believe it or not. Pop these legs off of the ball joints. You're also going to want to remove this little gray piece here. You want to remove the head. You also want to come to the wings here, remove these little fins since they don't actually fold up. And then you have this piece here. You're also going to want to remove this piece, also the nose cone, and you're left with this thing right here. Oh, look at this. Forgot to remove these pieces. Alright, I believe that's all I have to remove right now. So you're literally left with this, and all these pieces are left over. Right, so this is starting to really give me a deja vu from watching Josh's review where he was left with all these pieces. So then we want to grab this other tray which has two levels of parts. We have landing gear here and a couple of panels, some antennas here. We also have the rest of the fighter jet mode here. This is unbelievable. Next we want to grab this little alternate piece, which is not the actual head, pull off the antennas according to the instructions here, which doesn't make sense right now, but we'll see why. It's probably just to make clearance. And then you're going to attach the head piece, whatever this is, underneath here. And let's do that. Push it right in there. All right, so now it's showing through the top, and that's probably why they have you do it, just so you can attach the antennas from the top here. And if you're thinking this is easy, it's totally not. You got to get this little tab in there. There we go. And do both sides. So not only do we have those pieces there, we also have all these pieces here, which you need to continue. And that's of course not counting the other tray full of the landing gear. So we'll continue on here. You need the nose cone piece, which we'll attach there. We also need this little jagged edge thingy right here, this panel, which goes in just like that. We also have this lower piece, which attaches this way here. Then this little piece will go right in here. Alright, it has these pieces that will just plug right into where the original arms are. All you gotta do is just slide them in this way and then plug this ball joint in here. And they're gonna slide in right here where we pull those other pieces out. It's kind of a tight fit in there, but you'll see it fills in that little gap there. Do the same with the other one right here. So you'll see it's filled those two little gaps nicely. You're supposed to use those karate chop hands for this mode here, so we'll just pop those on. Then you want to grab this optional crotch piece, which replaces this one. Why they couldn't somehow work this one out, they seem to be the same size except for this little thing that's pinned here. I guess that's for the articulation, but I don't know. Anyway, so we are going to attach the legs here, like that. Nice tight ball joint here. Boom. Now if we look at the bottom here, you'll see these two little square pegs here and also one peg in there. That's where these two square holes and that hole right there are going to go. Just pop that on. Then fold these little pieces over to fill in those little gaps there. We'll attach this rear plate. Attach the proper fins out back. And the little tiny fins here on the legs. Fold the thrusters here, the feet, whatever, and then push them in. And finally, fold the wings out. And there you have the jet mode, which actually, honestly, does look really, really nice. I don't think you should have to go through all that part swapping to get to this, but you know, once you're there, it is a beautiful looking jet mode, and it looks like it did transform. I mean, you see the legs, you see the arms. It's just a lot of part swapping. What I really like too is the clear canopy. You can see the details inside. There is no pilot, but the overall detailing and tampo printing on this is top notch. Now of course, if you want to use the gun pod, you do need this piece here, which will attach right in there. Then you just remove the handle of the gun pod and just pop it right in. So next we'll check out the landing gear. We need to pop off these little pieces here that we put on originally. We also need to pop off these back leg pieces. And grab this one and attach it to the nose cone here. And then the other ones are pretty self-explanatory. There's pegs that are, you know, keyed for the correct size and side. And then you just attach these little doors here on the sides, just to give it the effect of these panels opening up. And there you are. Looks relatively clean. The wheels don't roll, but the detail is very nice. Now if you do plan on displaying this, it does come with a couple of clear stand pieces to use with the Tamashii stands. Now overall, the figure is fairly solid for something that's just put together with a bunch of pieces. The next thing we want to check out is gear walk. Now gear walk is fairly simple. You just need to pop off these little fins on the side, take the leg assembly off, detach from here just like so. Right, and then you've got to use these alternate pieces which attach this way. Once you got those in, you can reattach the legs. Now sadly enough, the peg here is deformed, so it doesn't actually quite peg in. It's actually quite loose. I don't know if they put the peg in upside down. It's highly possible that this peg piece was put in backwards. This is probably the part that's supposed to go into PVC, because it does look a lot different than the peg it's supposed to have, which has a nice big ring around it. This one's just like a little kind of weird, if you can see right there. Same thing, you pop this back in here. Right, the legs are down this way. Now obviously the form I'm showing you right this second is without the arms, but it's not going to stand. That is probably the part where Josh ended up smashing stuff, because it doesn't really hold too well. Like I said, the peg right here is a little bit messed up, so if you're planning on doing gear walk, you're probably going to have a hard time doing it. But there we go. Actually got them to stand. But we also want to show you with the arms out. So of course with the arms out, it does require disassembly again. We got to take this off the back here, and then we're going to open up these side pieces here. We also want to pull out these pieces here, which is a little easier if you just remove this whole section, and these pieces with the arms will come out. So we're back to square one, and we want to put in the original shoulders back in and peg the arms into that. And once you got all that in place, assuming you have a working leg there, it may stand, but mine doesn't. That's the best I can do to get it to stand with this stupid leg, which has a messed up peg. So yeah, it's a little, that's really annoying. I think they, for the jet mode, whatever, to be so tight and solid, gear walk is a complete miserable fail. I'm just going to get them into robot mode here before we finish the review, but these little antennas that I showed you have to clip onto the side. If you do lose them because they're small, it does come with extra ones. Alright, so now that we're back in robot mode, here are my final thoughts. For those of you that have this on display maybe, or not open, and you plan on opening it and doing what I did today just to get them in another form, just know that if you prefer to leave them in robot mode, please leave them in robot mode, because what will happen is the ball joints for this piece are a little bit bigger than the ball joints here, so it will enlarge the sockets on the legs, which will make them a lot looser than they already are. So if your plan is to leave it in robot mode, leave it in robot mode, or get two of these, one for, or three for gear walk, you know, jet mode in this, or just don't touch it at all. Second thing, it is a very good looking figure. I am happy I have it. It does look good on display with the rest of my Valkyries, but I don't recommend this for somebody that's going to be playing with it and it gets upset over loose joints. I don't think the idea behind this was to make a toy, but rather a display piece which you can put in different modes. Now, having said that, because this is a Macross figure, it is not available here in the US through normal channels. That doesn't mean you can't click the link below to check out Big Bad Toy Store, to check out all other awesome robot stuff, like Robotech, which is the US version of Macross. If you're enjoying the videos, guys, please subscribe, like, share with your friends. If you want to support the channel, there's a link somewhere up here that allows you to do that. If you have any questions or comments, leave them below. Until next time, bye-bye.